What's up, everybody? I'm Simon Sabro, and today I got for y'all my most anticipated manga releases of 2022. And before we jump into it, be sure to follow me on Instagram at Simon Sabro YT. Also, leave a like and subscribe if you end up enjoying the video, and comment down what's your most anticipated manga release of this year. So with that out of the way, let's just jump right into it. And I'm also going to be going in order of release date. So for the first manga we have Under Ninja by Kengo Hanazawa, which is scheduled to release on January 25th. And Under Ninja is a manga I'm not really too familiar with, but I do love Kengo Hanazawa's work. And Under Ninja it's about a ninja, of course, who is having a hard time finding work, but then he eventually finds work. But I don't really know anything more about it than that, honestly. But if you did manage to watch my previous video where I was going over my top 5 favorite manga that I read last year, I did mention that Kengo Hanazawa doesn't have anything else currently in English, to my knowledge at least. So I was really excited to find out that Under Ninja is also something by Hanazawa that he's releasing this year. So I'm really glad to see it, really excited for it. Once again, I don't really know too much about it, but it's Hanazawa, man. I'm excited. But after that, we have Welcome Back Alice by Shuzo Oshimi, which is scheduled to release on February 1st. Now, Welcome Back Alice is a manga I didn't really know too much about, but my friend was telling me about it yesterday, funny enough. And he was telling me that it's about these 3 roommates who one of them leaves or moves out and then comes back. And it was a male when they left and they came back as a female. And it causes I guess a friction amongst the roommates. And that's kind of the premise of the story. So I'm really interested in seeing how Shuzo Oshimi is gonna handle that kind of story. I have no doubt in my mind that he'll do a good job at it, but still super excited because Shuzo Oshimi is one of my favorite mangaka. Now we have Blackguard by Ryo Hanada, which comes out February 8th. And Ryo Hanada is the creator of Devil's Line, if you're familiar with it. Now, Devil's Line is a manga I actually used to collect, but somewhere along the line I just lost interest. I think I was just collecting the volumes too slowly, so I wasn't reading it as often, so I just kind of fell out of the series. But I did enjoy Hanada's ability to write characters as well as the world building. And Blackguard is it's set in kind of like a post-apocalyptic setting where there's some type of beast, terrorizing humans, and there's the main character. I think his name was Hanami. And Hanami kind of just loves to put up the good fight against these monsters, but everybody's revering him as a messiah, but he's just fighting just because he enjoys fighting them. The premise doesn't really sound like it's anything too special, but I'm really excited to see where it goes. I also do enjoy Hanada's art style. I'll put up a picture on screen, but his art I really do enjoy. It's very clean, and I'm kind of iffy on it because, like I said, I didn't really enjoy Devil's Line too much, but still excited to definitely give this a try. After that we have, I'm gonna mispronounce this, but it's called Senseis Prius by Akane Torikai, which is scheduled for March 1st. Now, this manga I don't know anything about at all, but the manga cover looked pretty cool to me. But from what I read, it's about our female protagonist who is a teacher, and she's kind of stuck in a situation between her student and her fiance's friend, I think, something like that. But it sounds like a really crazy love story, and like I said, I'm mostly interested off the cover, and it does. I would definitely recommend checking out the synopsis on your own, because I know I'm not really doing the best job explaining, but it sounds very interesting, and I do like those kind of stories of more slice of life kind of stories, but with a little bit of a thriller or a psychological aspect, stuff like that. So kind of excited for it. Hopefully it's pretty good. The next one is Orochi by Kazuo Umes, which is scheduled for March 15th. Now, if you're unfamiliar with Kazuo Umes, that is the person who made The Drifting Classroom. And he also inspired Junji Ito, which is a very popular horror mangaka. And actually, I forgot which book it was, but in one of Ito's short story books, he talks about "Thank you, Mr. Umes," in which he's referring to Kazuo Umes. And Orochi seems like the type of story, it's very similar to Tomie by Junji Ito. And it seems like the kind of story where it's about a femme fatale, hopefully I pronounced that correctly, where it's about this female who, whenever she comes in contact with a person, they fall for her and inevitably meet their own tragedy kind of thing. So I'm excited for that. It's been a while since I've picked up like an actual horror manga, so excited for that. And actually, funny enough, I have not read The Drifting Classroom, but I've heard a lot of good things about Umes, so this is going to be my first work by him, so I'm excited to see where that goes. Next, we have Alice in Borderland by Haro Aso, which is also scheduled for March 15th. Now, Haro Aso is the person who writes the story behind Zom 100. And once again, if you've watched my top 5 favorite manga I read last year, Zom 100 was on that list. So, really excited for it. Alice in Borderland does have a Netflix adaptation, a live action version that you've probably heard of. I personally haven't watched it because I knew the manga was coming out, so I was like, I would just save all my surprises for the manga. But I have heard good things about it, and I also heard that Netflix is adapting an anime version. I'm not sure how true this is, but that's what I've heard among people. So interested in it. It is, from what I understand, a death game. I love death games. You see the Batum in the back here. I love death games, but once again, I also just like Haro Aso's story way of storytelling. I know Zom 100 and Alice in Borderland are completely different, but still really excited to see where those go. After that, we have Devil Ecstasy, also by Shuzo Oshimi, which is scheduled for April 26th. Now, once again, I just love Shuzo Oshimi's work, so I'm gonna pick it up regardless of whether it's actually good or not. But it's about this one character, and his friend takes him to a brothel, and he meets this girl, and they hitting it off, whatever, and then come to find out now that Devil Ecstasy, the brothel, is actually like an undercover for a bunch of succubus trying to take over the world kind of thing. And this aspect of just off the synopsis, this aspect of storytelling doesn't really seem like something Shuzo Oshimi would do, but I am still excited to see it, and honestly, I have a lot of hope for it. I think I might enjoy Welcome Back Alice more, but I'm still gonna, judge them independently. I'm not going to try and compare it too much, hopefully. But after that, The Galaxy Next Door by Giro Amagakure, and it's scheduled for April 26th. Now, honestly, what took my interest in it was the name, or the title, and the cover. They both sound and look really cool, but it's about this one guy who's a mangaka, and he's basically the caretaker for his 2 younger siblings, and he's going through a lot. Like I said, he's the only one taking care of his 2 younger siblings. His assistants start leaving out on him for certain reasons, like they want to go and make their own manga. Life is just kind of falling apart for him. And then he meets this one girl who comes in as an assistant, and she's really good at drawing, and she's really attractive too. So after he meets her, it kind of, I guess, puts his life back on track. Now, that's all I know about the series just off of the synopsis, but I am actually really excited to check it out. And I hope they go a little bit more into like the manga creation process. Not as heavy as like Bakuman, but just enough to where it's like, more than a romance story kind of thing. And it, just off the synopsis, it has a lot of potential for me, honestly. So definitely excited to check that one out. After that, we have the Death Note short stories that's scheduled for May 10th, which is also by the Death Note duo, of course, being Sugumi Oba and Takeshi Obata. And man, I love the Death Note duo. You see the Platinum and Death Note. Man, I love them. Unfortunately I don't own the Bakuman singles yet, but hopefully soon sometime I'll get them. But Death Note short stories, from just kind of a guess, because I've read the one short story. I forgot the main character's name, but I've read the one short story, and just to guess, like I said, I assume it's just gonna be a bunch of short stories about people getting a Death Note and how they would use it. And if that's what it is, that sounds like it could be really interesting. And of course, I love the Death Note duo, like I said. So excited for this one, definitely. And honestly, kind of glad that it's just one series, so I don't have to, lose a lot of shelf space. But after that, we have Colorless by Kent, which is supposed to come out on May 10th. And I don't know anything about this manga nor the mangaka, but the volume cover just looks really cool. I'm not gonna lie, that's really all it is for me. The volume cover just looks really cool. So if you know anything about this manga, please comment down below, like give me a little synopsis, tell me what it's about, how you feel about it, if you've heard of it. If you haven't heard of it, but maybe you just like the cover art the same way I do, let me know. After that, we have Crazy Food Truck by Rokuro Ogaki, which is scheduled for May 17th. Now, I'm not really familiar with Ogaki at all. I don't know if this is their first work or their, I don't know anything about them, but from the synopsis, it sounds like a really kind of retro plot. Actually, it's about this guy who runs a food truck, and he runs into this one female who's starving or whatever, and he helps her out, and then they kind of become partners in crime, and come to find out that the female that he saved is actually being chased by a mafia. Now, that's all I know about it. Like I said, it sounds really kind of retro, like an older kind of manga, but really excited for it. It seems like it could be pretty funny, action packed. Sounds like it got everything in it, honestly. So really excited for it. I don't, once again, know too much about it, but after that we have Blue Lock, which is scheduled for June 21st. Now, Blue Lock, that is a manga that I've been hearing about from friends, the internet, everywhere, forever now, honestly. And I like sports manga. I just finished reading iShield 21, and it was really good. So I'm really excited to jump into another sports manga. Unfortunately, this does come out a little later in the year, so I'm gonna have to wait. And I'm not too familiar with the mangakas, but I do know that they have a very good track record of their past work. Like I said, I don't really know too much about it. I just know it's about soccer, and like I said, really excited to jump into another sports manga. But the last two manga I have here don't have a release date, unfortunately. They're just, announced for this year, but no official release date. And the first one is No Longer Human by Usamaru Furuya. And this adaptation of No Longer Human is, of course, an adaptation from Osamu Dazai's light novel version. Junji Ito did also do an adaptation, which I did enjoy. So really excited to see what Furuya has to do with it. And I've wanted to collect it for a really long time. It does have singles, but those singles are very expensive. So I'm glad they're dropping those 3 volumes into one omnibus. So I will definitely be picking that up. And I heard it's a little bit more accurate to the original light novel compared to Junji Ito's version of it. So that's a plus. Really excited for it, But the last manga on the list is Noise by Tsutomu Nihei. Now, Tsutomu Nihei is the creator of Blame. I'm not sure how you properly pronounce that, but I'm not too much a fan of Nihei's storytelling, where he lets the pictures tell the story instead of the dialogue. I kind of like mine's a little more text heavy, but his art style and the way he just draws backgrounds and the characters and just the world itself is just really good. I have read Biomega and Abra by him, and like I said, it was mostly the art that I enjoyed when I took part in reading those series. So kind of excited to see what Noise is about. A little bit of an honorable mention, I guess, is Sakamoto Days, which I think comes out March 1st or the 15th, sometime in March, but I'm kind of iffy on it. I might see what it looks like, but I don't know. I don't know. But that's all for me. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like, subscribe for more manga related content. If you made it this far in the video, thank you for sticking around. Also, once again, comment down what's your most anticipated series for this year. But that's all for me. This is Senseis Prius signing out. I catch y'all in the next one.